The objective is to acquire professional mental health support. My budget is fixed. My stress level is high. I begin by identifying the primary barrier. Here is the goal. I need to find a way to fit a $180 expense into a $150 per shift income. I start by setting a condition that is mathematically impossible to meet. That is step one. Watch what I do with the quote. The therapist says $180. I don't look at my savings. I look at my Friday night shift. I compare 1 hour of labor to 1 hour of talking. I calculate that I am paying more than I earn. This feels responsible. It is actually a stopgap. By framing it as a loss, I give myself permission to pause. I tell myself I am being realistic. I am actually creating a reason to stop the process. Now I try a different route, insurance. This is where I perform effort without achieving a result. I call the first number. It's disconnected. I don't look for a new number. I just mark an X on the page. Step 2. I call 3 more. They aren't taking patience. I tell myself the system is broken. That feels like a valid reason to quit for the day. I am gathering evidence of failure. I call 12 numbers in total. I focus on the 2 that never called back. I ignore the possibility of a 13th call. I look at peers who attend therapy. I analyze their behavior versus mine. They view the cost as a fixed utility, like electricity. I view it as a luxury item. By categorizing it as a luxury, I make the choice to opt out feel like a financial necessity. I use their higher income to justify my lack of action. I tell myself they can afford to be healthy. I can only afford to be stressed. This confirms my status as a victim of math. This is the part I ignore, the passage of time. While I analyze the cost, the availability changes. I see a slot open for next week, but I haven't reconciled the $180 yet, so I wait. I check again 2 days later. The slot is gone. Now the earliest opening is 6 weeks away. I use that delay as a new reason not to book. I tell myself, what's the point of starting in July if I'm stressed now? I am using the consequence of my own delay to justify further delay. Here is the full cycle. I set an impossible price. I perform unsuccessful labor. I compare myself to others to feel disadvantaged. I wait until the options disappear. Each step feels like logic. Together, they form a loop that prevents change. This is not a money problem. It's a delay pattern. I have the $180. I choose to keep the stress because the stress is familiar. I call it safety. It's hesitation. I am choosing the cost of the problem over the cost of the solution. That is the breakdown. End of footage.